Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Mike Nelson. I'm showing you how to do some hands-on work here. You can play around with other little implements. I don't know if I can juggle one-handed, but not so much with those. So a lot of people, if we pretend like this is our little ball that we can roll around on the ground, or our foam roller, or if we take something like this, it's a little bit of a hard implement compared to what you can do with your own hand doing your own soft tissue stuff. So for example, if I'm just working on, let's say, the sternum here, I can use like a harder ball than this. Maybe I could roll around on the floor, something of that nature. The downside is that from a mechanics standpoint, I'm only putting pressure basically straight into the tissue. And as I'm rolling around, the pressure is still going straight into the tissue, and it's just changing the direction. Compared to if I take my hand like this, if you can see, my thumb is just over the end. And if I have that here, now what I'm doing is I'm putting enough pressure inward like this, so I can press in and kind of move down, which is similar if I had a ball or something rolling. But what usually works better is I'm going to push in just enough to get kind of a hold of the tissue, or in what's called the fascial layer. And then I'm actually trying to slide the tissue a little bit, maybe left, up, down, right. So like this area here is, right now I can feel more sticky on myself. And so by using your own hand instead of an implement, there's two things. So one, instead of having just what's called just a normal force that's being pushed into the tissue, by using your own hand, you can push in enough to maintain contact, and then you can slide it around to get more of what's called a shear stress. So shear stress would be like if I have these two things here, a normal force would be just pushing in. A shear stress would be trying to slide one over the other. So while it's a whole other topic if we're actually moving or sliding tissue and all that kind of stuff. But in essence, that's what we're trying to do. So I can get a little bit more indifferent movement by using my own hand versus an implement. Last part is that when you use your own hand, it's usually easier for people to have more sensation and feeling as opposed to trying to use some type of implement that they're moving around. The downside sometimes though is using your own hand gets a little bit tricky because I'm feeling the force that I'm creating here on my own chest, and then I'm also feeling through my hand. So sometimes because you're doing both at the same time, as compared to if you go into a massage therapist and they work on you directly, they're just worried about their sort of feeling and sensation and not you per se, because you're not the same person. So that's a little bit more beyond this video. But, so my preference is you can use different tools and that kind of stuff, but I like to use for most of it just your hand, put your thumb right over the end like that, press in just enough to make contact with the tissue, and then whichever direction or what you're trying to do, it's much easier to accomplish that, in my opinion, than trying to use some other ball or something like that. So try it out.